Grey's Anatomy star Camilla Luddington on ex-writer Elisabeth Finch's Betrayal, "It sucks to be a part of the story." Finch, who is a top writer on the hit ABC medical drama, was exposed in Peacock's recent documentary Anatomy of Lies as having fabricated parts of her life that inspired storylines for Luddington's fan-favorite character Jo. After Peacock's documentary on Elisabeth Finch was released earlier this month, Camilla Luddington says she received requests to comment, including from the doc's directors and The Hollywood Reporter, on the former Grey's Anatomy writer who was revealed to have fabricated stories about her life. Luddington, who has played Dr. Jo Wilson on the hit ABC medical drama for 12 seasons, didn't comment for the doc, nor has she commented since Anatomy of Lies released on October 15. Now, she's opening up about the experience on her podcast with her former co-star Jessica Capshaw. "I remember when I heard this documentary was being made, but that actually came after finding out that someone in my daily life at Grey's had lied about her entire identity, who she was, things that had happened to her. A whole nother person. Whole nother," said Call It What It Is podcast co-host Capshaw, who played Dr. Arizona Robbins for 10 seasons on Grey's, departing the show after season 14 but making a return appearance last season on the beloved Ellen Pompeo series now in its 21st season. "It is scary when someone can lie so easily, so confidently, that you really cannot tell," replied Luddington. "This was somebody who lied to us about cancer. That's something that you don't ever imagine someone could lie about." Finch was a top writer turned co-executive producer on Grey's for 8 seasons before she was exposed, via an email from her estranged wife, Jennifer Bayer, to Grey's creator and boss Shonda Rhimes, as having fabricated many elements of her personal life, stories that had inspired countless plotlines. Anatomy of Lies focuses on several of those plotlines, including the powerful 2019 episode about rape survivors, Silent All These Years, which was in response to Christine Blasey Ford's testimony at the Supreme Court confirmation for Brett Kavanaugh, and storylines that emanated from that involving Jo. Finch, who claimed she suffered from rare bone cancer chondrosarcoma, lost a kidney and underwent an abortion, and suffered from PTSD over close ties to the 2018 Pittsburgh synagogue shooting, among other fabricated stories of trauma, wrote that episode and, as the documentary's director showed and spoke to THR about, had this strange affinity for Jo. Now speaking to Capshaw, Luddington likened the experience to living in an episode of Dateline that she didn't realize she was in. "You watch these documentaries, and I'm like, I would have known. I would know that person's lying. And then you have an experience,